Salve omnibus. So what to me is most objectionable about anarcho capitalism? Well, let me just ask the ANCAPs a simple question. How is anarcho capitalism supposed to address individuals in society who cannot defend themselves and are dependent on others? Now, I'm specifically talking about the poor, the disabled, the elderly, and children, especially children. Two similarities among these groups is that 1, they are incapable of realistically defending themselves and their property, and 2, they're all dependent on other people for support. Now, to address the first point, a child, and so there's no exceptions. Let's say a 3-year-old child is completely incapable of defending themselves against somebody who would abuse or exploit them, and this is generally similar for the other groups as well. They are incapable of defending themselves, and we cannot realistically expect them or would ever want them to have to defend themselves. To address the second point, all these groups are dependent on others. Children are dependent on their parents, the poor and disabled on various organizations and individuals, the elderly are on either a nursing or assisted living home or their family. So why am I stating this? Because the idea of the non-aggression principle immediately falls apart when you realize that people are not equal and that the NAP only seems to function because it assumes that everyone has an equal ability to defend themselves. This is fundamentally important because in the absence of law, the ANCAPs expect us to individually defend ourselves and property, and with the above groups, this system is simply incapable of protecting major segments of society. And the fact is, people do not live in solitude. We depend on other people, and they depend on us. And we depend on a system of law to ensure that the members of society who will not respect others' rights are deterred and punished. So please explain to me how anarcho-capitalism is supposed to protect children from being abused. Will the abuse of the poor, elderly, children, and disabled increase or decrease if you remove the legal repercussions? Well, with children, as we can see with Rotherham, when you don't apply the law, this is the result. So again, how is this supposed to benefit children and other dependent elements of society? Because to me, this ideology only seems to have single, healthy, young adults with money in mind. But even then, if you abolish the state, you're going to be screwed as well, because the power vacuum will be filled by the person with the biggest army and the most money, and do you think he gives a fuck about the NAP? Diabana.
Wir wollen unseren alten Kaiser Wilhelm wieder. Wir wollen unseren alten Kaiser Wilhelm wieder. Aber den mit dem Bart, mit dem langen Bart. Aber den mit dem Bart, mit dem langen Bart. So schwärmten unsere Eltern von der guten alten Zeit. Sie liegt so fern und weit, die alte Kaiserzeit. Doch war sie wirklich besser, diese gute alte Zeit, als einst der Opa, die Oma hat wohl gefeit. Ja, mit Jagdgesang und mit Hörnerklang, rings um Fair Berlin, durch die Wälder ziehen. Ja, mit Jagdgesang und mit Hörnerklang, ritt die Oma mit dem Opa. Doch sie hielten an und küssten sich, sonst wären wir